That was Pinball Wizard by Elton John. You're listening to Michael Muto here on Western Limerick 102 FM. Folks, we all knew when the country started to reopen after lockdown, things would not be the same. You know, we all knew that there would have to be changes made because the virus is not gone. We've flattened the curve, which is what we were aiming to do with lockdown, but the virus is not gone. So we knew there was going to be changes made, right? We all knew we'd have to keep 2 meters, wouldn't we? Or 6 feet if you like. If you had to visualize it, 6 feet or 2 meters away from other people, you know. We knew we would have to have the masks on, you know, when we were in public transportation or going doing our shopping, we'd have to have the masks on. Or it's Jones kind of any place where it's kind of tough to keep away from people, everyone has to have the masks on. But I don't think we knew that it would also involve giant spoons and forks and giant tables and chairs and fish people walking among the streets of Limerick City. But that is what the good folks of Limerick City woke up to on Friday morning. This for our story, we're getting most of the facts here from Limerick Leader and of course from Twitter as well. I was on Twitter over the weekend, like many of you I'm sure, and we caught that there were the photos being released. People had taken snaps themselves. The first thing I saw were the giant spoon and fork, which I thought was just one, and I thought that'll be the main story today. Then it turned out there was many. Then there was giant tables and chairs, and later on the day I saw from Limerick Leader reporter Fintan Walsh tweeted out saying that there were fish-headed people walking among the streets of Limerick City. All this and free parking on the months of July and August are part of Limerick Council's plan to reopen Limerick City and entice more visitors. And a few more things. We go to Limerick Leader for the full list. The panoramic wheel is returning to Arthur's Quay. The giant cutlery, which is hanging on the streets in Bedford Road and Thomas Street, that's to welcome people back to restaurants and cafes. The giant table and chairs, which is on the green space at Shannon Rowing Club, signalling that Limerick is open for business. Now, I mentioned earlier on the fish head people. Limerick Leader goes on to say that the costume characters engaging with shoppers and diners on Saturday lunchtime and in the evening at 6 p.m. So that's what the fish headed people are. They are costume characters which will be engaging with customers. You know, be very strange. You say you're going in just for your bits, the next thing you have a fish person coming up against you, like going, wait, what did I just eat? I'm seeing fish people now. The Limerick Leader mentioned something else, and I thought this is really interesting. So Mark Cronin has come up with this. This is a 3D game painting in Arthur's Quay Park. It's an interactive mural. He'll be working on that over a number of days. A 3D mural. It's going to be really a 3D game mural, let's say here. 3D game painting. Now, I don't know what that's going to be like, how you'd interact with it. But it's going to be that's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. Is it screens? Is it an actual painting? I don't know. But that'd be really interesting to see what happens there. So if you're in doing your bits, doing your shopping in Limerick City, and you're driving through, you're parking Arthur's Quay, and you stop and you see that, let us know here at the show. Muto102fm@gmail.com. Actually, if you've any interaction with any of these things, say you've met up with the fish people, say you've seen the giant tables and chairs, say you've seen knives and forks, the forks and spoons, let us know here, muto102fm@gmail.com. We'd love to read out your emails here on the show. Now it goes on to say here in the leader, Limerick City and County Council has also put a call out to local artists, groups and creatives to get on board and propose new events to be held around the city and county, which will be funded by the local authority. So if you are an artist and you want to take part in this, you go to, say here in the Limerick Leader, search Creative Animation Grant Scheme. That's Creative Animation Grant Scheme is what you go for. Now, what do you folks think about this? What are you thinking about a panoramic wheel in Arthur's Quay, giant cutlery, giant table and chairs, costume characters engaging with folks on Saturdays? So that's what's going on in Limerick. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a good idea? Will you get involved yourself? Or do you think, like a few other people have said, that it's not the best idea. They could have spent the money on other things. Like one proposal that's been going on for a while, and I gotta say I support it as well, is pedestrianising a lot of the streets in Limerick City. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thinking. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts on muso102fm at gmail.com? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to read out your emails. And again, a lot of those the list of things that are happening I got again from the Limerick Leader. Coming up now, we've got Prince and the Revolution with Kiss. You're listening to Michael Muto here on West Limerick 102 FM, your local community radio station. Well, folks, before I go, I wanted to remind you again about where to go if you want to submit your art proposal, you want to do something for your area in Limerick County. You can go to, you search Creative Animation Grant Scheme on the limerick.ie website. That's the limerick.ie website. There's a little magnifying glass, a little search bar. Click on that. You go in there, you type in Creative Animation Grant Scheme, submit your proposal. You never know, you might be making your what you've always dreamed of doing for your area, be able to do it. Anyway, so folks, if you have any ideas for art proposals or anything you want to send in there, you can go to limerick.ie Creative Animation Grant Scheme. So what you search for when you go onto that website. Limerick.ie is where you go to. Folks, we're going to go with Prince and Revolution with Kiss. You're listening to Michael Muso on West Limerick 102 FM, your old community radio station.